Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to see the summary and analysis of the poem Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, written by Robert Frost. Robert Frost was an American writer. His period was between 1874 and 1963. Now let's see the biography of the writer Robert Frost. He was an American poet and playwright. His original name is Robert Lee Frost. He was born on March 26, 1874 in San Francisco, California, in United States. He attended Dartmouth College for 2 months and then Harvard University from 1897 to 1899. He received over 40 honorary degrees, including from Princeton, Oxford, and Cambridge universities. He was the only poet to receive 4 Pulitzer Prizes for poetry. In 1924, he received the Pulitzer Prize for the book New Hampshire, a poem with notes and grace notes. In 1931, for collected poems. In 1937, for A Further Range. And in 1943, for A Witness Tree. He became one of America's rare public literary figures, almost an artistic institution. He was awarded the Congressional Gold Medal in 1960 for his poetic works. On July 22, 1961, he was named Poet Laureate of Vermont. He is known for his realistic depictions of rural life and his command of American colloquial speech. My Butterfly, an Elegy, is his first poem which was published in 1894. His notable works are A Boy's Will, North of Boston, A Witness Tree, New Hampshire, A Further Range, etc. He married Eleanor Miriam White in 1895. Eleanor and Robert Frost had 6 children, 2 sons and 4 daughters. He died on January 29, 1963 in Boston, Massachusetts in United States at the age of 88. Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening is an important poem written by Robert Frost. It was written in 1922 and published in 1923 in his New Hampshire volume. This poem can also be read as a plain story of a tired traveler looking at the beauty of nature, but then reminding himself of something for which he needs to leave the scene. Now let's see the text of the poem and also its stanza-wise summary. Stanza 1. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. Now let's see the summary of the first stanza. The narrator is traveling through woods and wondering who owns these. He knows the owner of the woods and also the place where he lives. He is assured that the owner lives in a village and he will not see him stopping here. Hence, he can enjoy the natural beauty of his snow-covered woods. He is deciding to stop there for a while because he is struck by the beauty of the falling snow. Stanza 2. My little horse must think it cure to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and the frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. Now let's see the summary of the second stanza. The narrator is now contemplating what his horse might be thinking. It must be weird for the little horse that its owner is standing in the middle of the woods because they must be always stopping in some farmhouse. It is winter, so the time is the darkest evening of the year. They have stopped in the wilderness which is between the woods and the frozen lake. Stanza 3. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is a mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. Now let's see the summary of the third stanza. Now we know why the narrator thought of his horse because the horse has now shaken its harness bell. It must be thinking whether it is a mistake. The bell is the only sound in such a stillness apart from the sound of easy wind and softly falling snowflakes. Stanza 4. It is the last stanza. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Now let's see the summary of the fourth stanza. The narrator is commenting upon the beauty which he is witnessing. He is almost refreshing himself in nature, but the world to which a human belongs beckons him again. He is reminded of those promises which he has made. He must take leave from this beauty of nature and the epiphanic pleasure which comes from it. It becomes a universal statement about human life which cannot halt for beauty alone. Living comes with responsibilities. Thus, the poem reminds us the responsibilities of human beings. Till now, we have seen the summary of the poem, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. Now let's see the analysis of the poem. The main theme of this poem is the journey of life. The other themes are life, death, commitment, pessimism versus optimism, and darkness. The text of the poem reflects the thoughts of the narrator pausing at dusk in his travel to watch snow falling in the woods. It ends with him reminding himself that despite the loveliness of the view, I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. The poem consists of 4 stanzas. Each line is iambic with 4 stressed syllables. The poem is written in iambic tetrameter. The rhyme scheme is AABA, BBCB, CCDC, DDDD. The basic conflict in the poem is between an attraction toward the woods and the pull of responsibility outside of the woods. The poem is told from the perspective of a traveler who stops to watch the snowfall in the forest and in doing so reflects on both nature and society. Frost claimed to have written the poem in one sitting. The poem presents the natural world as distinctly separate from human society. It reflects a broader conflict between social obligations and individualism. There is a tension between responsibility and desire, between society and nature, and between obligation and individualism. Till now, in this video, we have seen the summary and analysis of the poem Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, written by Robert Frost. Hope you would have understood it very clearly. Thank you for listening. For more videos on English language and literature, subscribe and watch our YouTube channel, English Language Waves.